Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Sukadeva Goswami says to King Parikshit, "O Parikshit, Jada Bharat explained allegorically a narration to King Rahugana about human beings who are born in this forest-like material world. He compared this material world to a thick forest filled with bushes and creepers and all so on. And human beings living in this world, they are compared by him as business people, merchants." He said, Jada Bharat said to King Rahugana, "O Rahugana, whole day person works as a merchant and comes back home tired and falls asleep very deep, unconscious, lies like a python, not know what is going on around him. Sometimes he overspends more than what he earns, thus borrows money from others. And the person from whom he borrowed comes and asks to return his money. When he is unable to return, he speaks harshly in front of everyone, thus humiliates him, feels unhappy. The household life, if not Krishna conscious, is covered with darkness and ignorance. Sometimes such a person goes hunting for honey and puts his hand in a honeycomb, thus gets bitten by many honeybees and experiences misery, losing his ego. If somehow he obtains honey, then that honey is snatched away forcibly by somebody who is more powerful than him. The happiness derived from female association is compared to honey. He seeks for somebody else's female, and somehow he obtains a female. Female is considered to be honey. I heard this word, I think 30 years ago, first time in America. Man calling his wife, "Honey." I was shocked, there is no honey. She said, "Yes." Then I understood. Being covered, immersed in a materialistic life, he becomes desirous for more copulation, thus involves with somebody else's wife, and it gets chastised by their family members, which is compared to bee bites. When person puts a hand in the comb of bees to obtain honey, gets bitten. So if you put somebody else's female hand in that and obtain it, then you get bitten. Harsh words spoken by her family members. That is called bee bites. Sometimes that female is snatched away forcibly by somebody who's more powerful, by offering her more facilities, more income, more money, or whatever way it may be. So taken away. So he feels not very happy. But if householder is Krishna conscious, he is satisfied with his own family and produces Krishna conscious children. If a devotee makes a mistake, God, Krishna, Lord Krishna forgives, because the devotee always remains engaged in his service. That's why Lord Krishna does not take much attention, pay much attention to the mistake of a devotee. When he becomes upset by getting insults from others, he becomes very upset. When he cannot make enough money in the business, he wants to make money by cheating other businessmen, other people. When he cheats others, and if they find out, they become enemies. Thus, cheating invites enmity to him. This material world is filled with competition. Everybody makes a show that he's doing better than others. Without cheating, one cannot make sufficient money or enough money to claim himself or herself to be rich. Because he is materialistic, he doesn't care about insults received from while making money. Sometimes in this material world, forest-like material world, he experiences losses. So much loss that he loses everything. And thus reaches to some of his friends, known people, asking for help. And they do not help. If they help, they don't help on time. Because they know this guy is a cheater, bluffer, and don't return the given money. That's why they don't want to help him. And he becomes very morose. He gets insults instead of money from them. Then he uses his trickery, nature, cheating, because this is the nature of karmi world in which we live in. Therefore, sometimes problems occur to him because he seeks somehow or other snatch, cheat, bluff, steal, rob the other's wealth because he lost everything. Those who die in his family, he don't even remember them and does not care to perform right kind of death ceremony, last samskara ceremony for the departed. He only cares about those who are living or taking birth. He maintains them. Bharat continues saying, O king, everyone searches to be happy in this world. And searching for happiness, die from this world without learning about the goal of human life. Why they are awarded a human birth, for what purpose? The scriptures state that ultimate goal of human being is to obtain liberation. To obtain liberation, one has to practice devotional service, and only pure devotee can teach how to perform devotional service. But these egotistic men who are materialistic, they do not care about involvement in devotional service. There might be very rare, it is very rare to see a person who is interested in devotional service. Among those who are interested in devotional service, it's very rare who is performing devotional service sincerely or wholeheartedly. Manushanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Lord Kṛṣṇa speaks in the Bhāgavad Gita. The association, copulation between man and woman makes them become blind towards their ultimate goal, liberation. That ties them intensely, makes them become attached in many ways. Even though they become embarrassed in many, many occasions, still they hanker only for copulation. O king, there are many heroes in this world. And these heroes, they conquer in many directions and claim that that land belongs to them, even though they know they came empty-handed, and they leave empty-handed as they have seen their own forefathers and relatives who are dead. Sometimes they quarrel and fight and die, claiming that piece of land to be theirs. Sometimes they keep enmity, permanent enmity, just because of the piece of land. They are very difficult to find a person who has relinquished everything, thinking he or she brought nothing and can take nothing with them, and thus involved in devotional service and seek for self-realization. Madbhakta yanti mamapi, Lord Kṛṣṇa says. But Bharat explains further, saying, O king, while wandering in this forest-like material world, they take shelter at the soft creeper, upon which there are some birds chirping. The soft creeper is like the arms of women. When a person gets tired, fed up, making money, comes back home and copulates with his wife and experiences the embrace of her arms, soft arms, and beautiful psychological, senseful talks of her. And then chirping of birds is like broken talks of children. Thus he forgets all miseries which he had experienced while making money. Sometimes he hears a roar of a lion, ferocious roar, scary roar. That is the time, the death coming, ticking clock. So he becomes scared and takes shelter of cranes and ducks and vultures, like sadhus, fake Swāmīs, and fake hoax pandits, heretics, who do not help him rightly. When he finds out they are not helped, then he goes searching everywhere and takes shelter of a man claiming him to be God. And that man himself is not liberated. Therefore, he cannot reward liberation. Because he's so materialistic, he cannot understand, he or she cannot understand that God don't have beard and mustache and don't grow old, has lost common sense. Thus, these showboats cannot help him. So what he does, he goes back to his tree creeper-like female. I'm a male, so I'm talking female, but same thing for female too. Go back home and take shelter there. And of those who are monkey-like people, monkey nature, the monkeys jump from one tree to another. So he jumps from his wife to somebody else's wife because his desires are due to excessive copulation has increased. So he goes to other, like a monkey, from one tree to another. And he develops connection with those class of men. Jumping from one branch, one tree to another tree. And thus becomes bound by affection of female. But what happens? He falls in a cave like incurable diseases acquired from copulation. Because jumping from one tree to another, one branch to another branch, somebody, some way, somehow occupies that disease, incurable disease. In which cave, the cave-like incurable disease, in that there is a death-like elephant living. That is involving death. Incurable disease means death. So one way or other, he gets hold of a branch like his meritorious deeds and hangs on to it. Just imagine what is the situation. And some way or other, if he is cured by that incurable disease, again goes back to doing same copulation act. Don't stop. Even though he's harassed many ways by his female, still carries on following her like a male donkey getting kicked by a female donkey again and again, and carries on following. In this way, he remains in the cycle of birth and death, taking many, many births, and forgets about his ultimate goal, that is to obtain liberation. This is called the play of Māyā. Only a pure devotee becomes rescued by the Supreme Lord from the clutches of Māyā. Everybody else becomes a victim of Māyā and remains attached to this material so-called affection. One should be not get caught in the network of illusory Māyā. O King Rahugan, please save yourself. You are also similar to that. You take shelter of devotional service, and that sharp hatchet of devotional service, sincerely performed, will relieve you from Māyā's clutches and reward you liberation. Hearing this, Rahugana said, O Master, among all kinds of births, human birth is the best birth. And in this, if one is not careful, he may do some pious deeds and reach heaven. In heaven, one temporarily lives there and dies there, comes back here. That's why going to heaven is not perfect. Actually, it is true. Going to heaven is not the ultimate goal of human birth. No religion of the world introduced so vivid explanation about the spiritual world and about heaven, the situation of heaven, what happens in heaven. So, Rahugana says, going to heaven is not good enough, oh Master, because saintly people like you are very rare there. You cannot get that kind of knowledge of self-realization in heaven. Oh Master, just one muhurta of association of yours. One muhurta means 1 hour, 48 minutes, about a little more than 1.5 hours. Of association of personality like you, all my ignorance are destroyed and my path to liberation is wide open. My all misgivings are burnt into ashes now. I am free. Then he prays to Jad Bharat. Namo mahadbhyastu nama shishubhyo namo yuvabhyo namo vatuvabhya ye brahmana gam avadhut lingas charanditebhyo shivamastu ragyam. Oh, Master, I pay my humble obeisances to you. You are wandering in this world like a deaf, dumb, blind man, like a madman. I pay my humble obeisances to you. Personalities like you may wander like a child, like a youthful young man, like an old man, or like a madman. Avadhuta means mad-looking person. But he's not mad, he's self-realized. Or in the form of a Brahmin. I pay my homage unto you and unto them. Such people, they can move around in the garb of a child or a young man or old man or a Brahmin or madman. We should be very careful with such self-realized souls. Because their wandering in this world is to benefit innocence. And King Rahugana says, people like me who are proud but desire to attain knowledge. I'm so grateful that I have seen you and you imparted knowledge unto me. Thank you, says. Then he says, then Sri Sukadeva Goswami says that Tulyamanapamanayo Bhagavad Gita. Even though Jad Bharat was insulted by King Rahugana without caring insults, he forgot insults and imparted knowledge unto him. Knowledge of self-realization, science of God, which gives liberation. Just imagine. Tulyamanapamana, they don't care about their insult. They care about how they can liberate. Rahugana also paid his homage unto him again and again, took his dust from his lotus feet and put over his head. Thus, Jad Bharat dispersed from there. Rahugana, feeling obliged to his preaching, took shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord and followed what Jad Bharat told him. Anybody who follows what their pure Guru told, Guru should be pure devotee, nothing less. Then liberation is guaranteed. Rahugana went back to his kingdom. After hearing this, Parikshit Maharaj said, "O Gurudeva, you have explained to me about very allegorical some kind of narration. It is easily understood by learned people, but people like me who are not very intelligent, it's very difficult to understand this allegory. Can you please explain to me in simple words and understandable words?" Such questions should be asked by disciples. Thank you very much.